Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for tonight's webinar. We're going to give a couple more minutes just to allow more people to join the Zoom room, but we will begin in just a few short moments. Thank you. All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining the first of 2023 of United Spinal Association Greater Philadelphia's chapter's monthly educational webinar series. We are very excited to have Nikki Walsh here with us this evening to talk about exercising with a spinal cord injury and why working with an adaptive personal trainer is beneficial. Nikki Walsh is a certified personal trainer and wheelchair user with a T2 spinal cord injury. Nikki attended Penn State University, where she graduated with a bachelor's degree in science and kinesiology. She then went on to obtain her personal training certification through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. She has been training clients since 2014, and after becoming paralyzed from a car accident in 2018, she renewed her certification and began training with other wheelchair users to become stronger and more independent. She now owns her own personal training company, Nikki Walsh Adapt Fit LLC, where she trains clients one-on-one online through Zoom and provides online fitness and nutrition coaching. Welcome, Nikki. We would also like to thank our sponsor for tonight's webinar, the New Motion Foundation. Their mission is to support people and causes that work towards enhancing the lives of people with disabilities in communities of common interest. And their vision is to engage employees and supporters to donate funds and provide a centralized, coordinated, and compliant gateway for distribution on behalf of New Motion to advocacy groups, policy influencers, and charitable programs. Thank you, New Motion Foundation, for your support. So during our webinar, please utilize the chat feature for any questions you may have. or communicate during the chat if you would like to be unmuted at the end to verbally ask your question. Past webinars, we've been having some challenges with our chat features, which I am unable to solve. So what I will be doing is at the end of Nikki's presentation, unmuting everyone. So if you have a question, please feel free to verbally ask Nikki. If the chat feature is working, I will also be putting links in our chat to our YouTube page where you can find this and all of our past webinars, and a link to our membership page if you are not a member of the Greater Philadelphia chapter and would like to be. So at this time, I would now like to welcome and introduce Nikki Walsh.
Hello, everyone. It is awesome to be here, and I'm super excited to present and talk about adaptive personal training and just exercising in general. It has always been a passion of mine. Like Megan said, I've been training since 2014. And I absolutely love working out. Although I will say I am also, not motivated all the time. So I'm not one of those girls that's just like, let's go to the gym. All right. We're not all like that. But I'm going to get my presentation started here. So like Megan said, we are chatting today about exercising with a spinal cord injury and why working with an adaptive personal trainer is going to benefit you. So as Megan said, I went to Penn State University and I graduated with a degree in kinesiology, which is just a fancy term for the study of the human body and how it moves. Also biology, because I just really like science. I then went along and was certified through the National Academy of Sports Medicine for personal training. And I started training in 2014. I worked for a golf fitness company and I specialized in mobility, flexibility, and strength training. So just a little bit about me and my past. So I was in a car accident in 2018, and that left me paralyzed from the chest down at T2. So I could not feel or move any muscle below my nipple line down. And I'm sure I have a bunch of spinal cord injury peeps on here, and it's just very traumatic not being able to feel anything or move anything. But I made it my mission that I was going to get back as much function as I could. I went to a McGee Rehabilitation Center in Philadelphia for my inpatient and my outpatient physical therapy. And, my main goal was to become stronger again, because I did want to walk. That's always a goal of mine, even now. But I knew that I had to strengthen my whole body in order for me to walk again. If my legs started working, my core needed to work, my back needed to work. I needed to be able to hold my body up. So I decided right then and there, we are going to start getting stronger as much as we can. And, that's kind of how I started my journey. So what got me back into personal training, because after, becoming paralyzed, I had that imposter syndrome that, well, I'm a wheelchair user. How can I be a personal trainer anymore? And I'm just going to stop right there and say, anyone who has that thought about anything in life, you can do whatever you set your mind to. We got to get out of our own way and go after what we want. So that's what I did. I pursued personal training again. The experience that led me there was I was on a family vacation and I went to the gym facility with my sister in the hotel. And I just felt completely out of place. Everything was so close together. I couldn't fit anywhere. I just felt like everyone was staring at me. and I felt so uncomfortable. And the gym was my home prior to this. So that feeling was very foreign to me. And I just knew that I didn't want to feel that way again. So right after I got home from that trip, I reached out to one of my close friends, Michelle, who is also a certified personal trainer, and she was working at Retro Fitness, and she and I started training together. She helped me to get comfortable in the gym and feel, good about myself in the gym. We both worked together to, adapt exercises and see how I could, manipulate the equipment to fit my body and work out my body. And I really tried to look at all of the exercises and, rack my brain on how can I do this while sitting down. So going through that process, getting stronger, getting more confident, I decided to go ahead and get recertified through the National Academy of Sports Medicine again. So I was recertified in 2020. So that was just a little background about me. But today, the focus of the presentation, we are going to talk about the benefits of exercising with a spinal cord injury, working with an adaptive personal trainer, how I train my clients, some of my client success stories, and then what my clients are saying. So the benefits of exercising with a spinal cord injury. So exercising in general is important for everyone, but it reduces the risk of so many chronic health problems like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and even some cancers. It is just so beneficial, and we all should be moving as much as we can. So specifically, individuals with spinal cord injury who are more physically active have been found to have a decreased chance of developing the secondary complications that we all deal with: urinary tract infections, pressure sores, respiratory illnesses. I don't know about you, but I do not like UTI, and I do not want a pressure sore. And I am 4 years in, going on 5 this year, and I have, knock on wood, only had 1 pressure sore, and that's because I wore the wrong shoes when I was doing physical therapy and walking on a treadmill. And I also was not eating enough protein. That's a whole nother thing. But I just thought that was so profound. Exercise, decreasing UTIs, pressure sores, respiratory illnesses. That's so important for the spinal cord injury community. It also helps with weight loss and management, spasticity, as well as nerve pain and chronic pain. When I first was injured, my spasticity and my nerve pain was through the roof for the first couple of years. And after I started exercising on a regular basis, after I lost weight, I was able to decrease my baclofen. I was on the maximum dose. I was able to decrease my gabapentin, and I'm now only taking 300 milligrams of that per day, and I was on about 2,600 milligrams. And I also am prescribed medical marijuana, and I have barely used any of my medical marijuana in the past probably 6 to 8 months. My spasticity has improved significantly. My nerve pain has gone down significantly. And I really attribute that to my increase in exercise frequency and movement. So I just wanted to interject there that proven by me case study that spasticity and nerve pain, it really helps with. It also, benefits our mood. So especially us in the spinal cord injury community, I know a lot of us, myself included, experience feelings of anxiety, depression, loneliness, and exercise really helps to combat all of this. Not only because when you exercise, it releases endorphins in your brain, which makes us happy, but it also gives you that social interaction. So, going to the gym, going to a workout class, working out with a personal trainer, you get that one-on-one interaction. And, that really helps with that. It also helps to increase our strength. We want to be strong, right? Endurance, mobility, flexibility, and this all helps with everyday activities. So better transfers, which I don't know about you, but if I can transfer easy, I am happy girl. I am a happy girl. Pushing around our manual wheelchairs, just moving around in general, injury and muscular imbalance prevention, and increased independence. And then flexibility training to improve the range of motion and decrease risk of injury, especially in our shoulders. And there's also been documented cases of increased muscular sensation. So a lot of my clients, and myself included, have gotten recovery in muscular sensation from working out, from making that mind muscle connection. I have gained back a lot of strength throughout my entire core just from constantly working on those exercises to strengthen that area, and that my brain is making those connections when I'm constantly trying to focus on strengthening those areas. So this is just a quick little video of different exercises that I do regularly, different ways I adapt them, all to have stronger transfers. I could not tell you how happy I was when I hit that floor transfer. I never thought that I would be able to do one. I would look at these Instagram influencers and they're, doing these transfers so fluidly and beautifully and easily. And I'm over here like, how are they doing that? And strength training and getting stronger, losing weight has helped me be able to get those transfers down, and it can help you too. So just a little bit about my personal experience. So I went from not feeling anything, like I said, from the nipple line down, to now feeling all the way down to my hips. I've lost 52 pounds, and I recently just got my custom full leg braces. That has been a huge goal of mine that I've been working towards since I was injured. I told you I wanted to walk again. We're hopping, all right? So we're halfway there. But this is just, I want to show you that anything is possible. We can rebuild the body, and we just have to start. So working with an adaptive personal trainer. I think working with a personal trainer is great, but an adaptive personal trainer is someone that is living with the injury. We know how you're feeling in your body. I'm also trained to understand the muscular differences and imbalances with spinal cord injury. I'm a bit more knowledgeable on specific muscles to strengthen and properly strengthen them due to personal experience. And I create programs specific to your abilities and your goals. So when I'm sure we all have felt this way at some point, and this is nothing against our physical therapists. I love you all so much. You've helped me get to where I am. But when you show me a transfer, I know that you're using your core. When you show me, how to lift something up from the ground, I know that you're using your core. I myself have to move and hold things a certain way and figure out which muscles to engage in my body so that I can properly lift a certain, pick up something or move a certain way to get stronger. And because of that, it's like a little superpower, So these are a few exercise examples that I'm going to play through, and I'm going to describe what I'm doing in each video. And this is how I train my clients. I also this is how I train my clients one-on-one through Zoom. I would physically be doing this with them. And then these are videos that I would send with descriptions for online fitness clients. So this first one here, we're going to be doing some side bends. So this first example here is what I would send to a lower injury client who has most of their core working. I mean, you can see I'm even struggling a little bit there. This is a hard exercise, right? So now I'm going to show how I would do it for someone who is a higher injury level, who doesn't have as much core strength. We're going to hold on to our wheel or the armrest, and we're still getting the benefit of our core here, because I am telling you guys to engage the opposite side of your trunk there. So we're still getting that benefit of going all the way down. You're going to assist with your arm to pull yourself up, but you're also going to focus on squeezing your side. See how I'm pointing that side there? You're really going to focus on squeezing to that side. So that is an example of how I would, adapt that exercise. We then have another exercise here, alternating. I like to throw in these alternating exercises because when you are hitting one arm at a time, you are working the opposite side of your body. So when you're bringing your right arm up, your left side of your trunk has to stabilize your body so you stay up tall in your chair. And then when you're coming down, your entire core has to stabilize your body so you're not flopping side to side. So that is another way that I will demo an exercise and, throw into my programs to get someone's core a little bit stronger. Last one here. The sound is on. And my dog's going to come run through in a minute. But I am showing different levels of how to, okay, Kato. I am showing how you can increase your core activation. So starting with just holding on your wheel here, that is the most basic level to start at. And then when you bring your arm slightly out to the side, higher and higher, that's when you start to engage more of your core. So for all of the exercises that I use for my clients, I throw in alternating, I throw in a little bit of core, I throw in one arm, I do both arms at the same time. It really just depends on the client that I'm working with, their level of injury, their goals, their abilities, and what they want to strengthen. But no matter what level of injury you are, I'm throwing in alternating, I'm throwing in one arm. I even train fully able-bodied clients and I use alternating and one arm exercises with them as well, because it is so, so beneficial for our core. And our core needs to be strong so we can have better transfers, so we can, move around in our chair better and push our wheelchairs better. So how I train my clients. So I train my clients for 30-minute sessions as well as 60-minute sessions completely online through Zoom. I also offer complete online fitness programs and coaching. So all of my programs, whether it is one-on-one or if it is online fitness, is going to include a full comprehensive program. So you're going to get warm-ups, cool downs, a strength training routine, which includes cardiovascular endurance, core training, flexibility and mobility work, because we need to keep our shoulders nice and loose because we want to decrease injury, like I talked about in the beginning. Also, nutritional guidance, because nutrition is a huge part of exercise. Well, not of exercise, but they both really go hand in hand. If your nutrition isn't good, you're not going to build muscle properly. And we want to maintain our muscle because then we are going to get stronger. We don't want to lose muscle. We don't want to atrophy. We want to keep that muscle on us because having muscle is so, so important for our body. It helps to stabilize our blood sugar. And I was listening to a TED Talk the other day. It was a great example. They said that our muscles were glucose vacuums, just taking glucose out of the blood like a vacuum. And I thought that was great. So the more muscle that we have on us, it's going to help with prediabetes, diabetes. It's just so, so important, like I was stating in the beginning. So there is a nutritional guidance component in there because I want to make sure that you are fueling your body properly so that you can maintain and repair your muscle and that you don't hurt yourself, because we need enough protein in order to repair so we can recover properly. So with each of my clients, they go through a fitness assessment and a goal setting session. So we discuss your goals and we decide how long your program is going to be. And I like to go with 3, 6, or year-long programs for my clients, but we go through a fitness assessment. I developed my own personal fitness assessment that is specific for spinal cord injury, as well as other wheelchair users. It evaluates our core mobility and strength, our upper trunk mobility and upper body trunk mobility and strength, and just overall function. Oh, goodness. And I took this, I didn't take it, I modified my fitness assessment from the functional movement screen that I used for my clients when I worked at my golf fitness company. So there's an overhead squat test, a shoulder mobility test, and I, made my own fitness assessment to see how the core works and different levels of planks and different, testing for the obliques, coming down and up from our legs to see how our back strength is, how our shoulders are moving and how tight they are by, getting mobile here. And it really has helped me to identify weaknesses in my clients so I can develop the proper program for them using the different exercises that I showed you a few slides ago. So is my client strong enough that they can do, 2-arm bicep curls at the same time? Or do we need to start with them holding on to their wheel or their armrest and do a bicep curl just 1 arm at a time? Are they strong enough to do both arms overhead at the same time? Or do we need to hold one? Do they have enough core strength to do alternating overhead stuff? So there's a lot that I get out of my fitness assessment so that I know how to properly program for my clients. I also provide my clients with a lot of education direction on transfers and, just living with a spinal cord injury, mentorship, friendship, community. So I love all of my clients. I feel like we're friends. Well, they are like my friends. And I love seeing them win, and I love seeing them get stronger. It makes me so happy to see them be more independent and get around easier and have less pain and be more independent, not have to rely on their parents so much or their caregivers so much. So it's very rewarding. So a few client success stories. So I didn't put any names because I didn't get any releases from them, but client number one is one of my top success stories, I would say. So she has had a major improvement in her overall core strength and her posture. So she went from leaning completely to one side when she was sitting and pushing her wheelchair. Like she would be pushing, but she would be completely leaning to one side. So here I am straight up. She was all the way to one side, and we had to really coach her on, we would assist and she would pull and hold herself up with her right side as she was doing something with her left side. We started, using no weight at all, and then slowly incorporating 1 pound weights, 2 pound weights, a lot of isometric work, which is a lot of just mind muscle connection and really just focusing on squeezing those muscles without any weight at all, and holding that position. So she went from leaning completely all the way to one side, and now she is sitting up straight in her chair, pushing her chair straight. The other day we were working out and she did bicep curls, both arms at the same time. This morning we worked out and she did alternating overhead presses, and she only leaned slightly. She recently did a dance with her high school dance team. This girl was doing a hip hop dance, moving around so quick. Her arms were out, her arms were up. I'm like, proud trainer moment. So that is probably one of my biggest success stories. She is just such a hard worker. I was seeing her twice a week for only 30 minutes and really just focused work on her core. So it doesn't take a lot. You just need to do something. My client number two, she has scoliosis, and her physical therapist said that her shoulders are more aligned than she has ever seen them. And that is huge, huge. My third client, she's primarily a power wheelchair user. She used her manual wheelchair mostly over this past winter break. And while she was out pushing around the mall and the stores, she told me that she pushed the whole time around Sephora, around the mall. She did not get overly tired. So proud. So as you can see, just an overall increase in strength. And I also have a bunch of clients who have lost some weight as well, because that is their goal. So yes, those are some client success stories that I think are just so important and show just by working out even twice a week. So my first two clients here, both of them have just been twice a week for 30 minutes, but they've been consistently seeing me. My second client for over a year now, and my first client for about 6 months now. My last client, I've been seeing her for 3 months now. So 2 times a week for all of these clients. The last one, she is an hour, but twice a week, something. So what my clients are saying, I feel way more independent. I have stronger transfers and can sit up straight without feeling like I'm going to fall over. I'm recovering faster from setbacks such as sicknesses and pressure sores. And then I'm not going to read both of these out loud, but I will just describe the two clients for you. So my first client here, she was newly injured, and we were really trying to focus on strengthening her body. She wanted to lose some weight and, transfer better. And we did just that. I helped her get stronger in the areas that she needed to get. And even though off and on, she came back and we were consistent. And my second client here, she was one of my online fitness clients, and she has been a wheelchair user for some time now. Going to the gym, she didn't have a plan. She would go in, not know, what to do. And after I, had an assessment with her and started working with her, she got a plan together, and now she is going to the gym and she has a plan and she feels strong. So, you just need a little plan, a little guidance to get to where you need to be and get to where you want to go. So that is just, a little bit about her exercising with a spinal cord injury, and a little bit about what I do as a trainer. This is my website, nikkywalsh.com, very easy. And then my email is nikkywalshfit@gmail. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, nikkywalsh.adaptfit, I do, throw exercises up there, workouts up there. I have a whole highlight reel of workouts that I've shared, and they're for all abilities. You can modify them and use them to your liking, but I just like to say that you need to have a plan and follow it. But thank you everyone for joining.
Wow, Nikki, thank you so much for that fantastic presentation. And again, just showing those examples of how, having a personal trainer has that direct ability to modify exercises and really make sure that it fits the individual, and also, again, fitting their goals. That was fantastic. So I did unmute everyone. So if there's anyone that has a question for Nikki, please feel free.